expectations for the Tarp Skunks. I mean, they know this team, they know this ballpark, they have a lot of experience. I am just ready to see how they are going to teach the players coming into this team how their experiences was and how they adapt to this playing style, to this field, to everything here in Jamestown.
Well, we can already tell you that the chemistry is good. The new guys that have come in, they've already felt the love of the Jamestown community, and I think they're ready to give it back. Let's go ahead, since we have a moment, to take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the Olean Oilers, leading off and playing shortstop will be Dana Williams. Batting second at first base, Thomas Bates. Logan Coslin, the third baseman, will bat third. Cooper Tarley will bat fourth in center field. Designated hitter Crystal Hunsaker will bat fifth. Jake Painter will be the extra hitter, batting sixth. Brandon Rader at second, batting seventh. Right fielder Brian Fleming batting eighth. Brady Smith, this catcher, batting ninth. And the 10th place hitter will be Will Watson for the Olean Oilers. On the mound for the Olean Oilers will be Brendan Roche, or Roche. We'll try to get the correct pronunciation as soon as we can. As we are going to have a first pitch, throwing out a very ceremonial first pitch to returning pitcher Cohen Harris, one of the returning players for the 2026 campaign, and signed that kid to a contract. Breaking ball with late break on the inside part of the plate. Let's get him in the bullpen. As we celebrate 85 years of Jamestown Tarp Skunks baseball, I think we might have Matt ready to go. Matt, are you ready?
Now, wait, hey, I'm finally here. How we doing, guys? I'm gonna be down on the field for tonight. I'll be your field reporter. I'll be relaying there, and I have the inside scoop down here, so I cannot wait to get involved with my second year of the Tarp Skunks. This is going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. It is going to be different, Matt. We will check back with you in just a few innings here, as throwing out the official ceremonial first pitch, 91-year-old Derwin Swanson of Lakewood. Mr. Swanson was intended as a 6-year-old boy when this ballpark opened up in 1941. He's been an avid fan for the past 85 years in the Tarp Skunks. Salute and thank Derwin Swanson for his loyal support. We're going to go ahead and give you the starting lineups as they are about to be announced here before we get to the national anthem. For the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, leading off, playing center field will be Grant Moore. Blake Herman returning, playing shortstop. He will bat second. Caleb Jordan, the third baseman, will bat third. Branson Lindquist, hometown favorite, and returning behind the dish. Anthony Tromer will be in right field. Joaquin Rodriguez Costa will be in batting sixth and playing first base. Paul Delanto, the extra hitter, batting seventh. Mike Gunn, the designated hitter, batting eighth. C.J. Dugan in left field will bat ninth. And batting is going to be the second baseman, Jackson Enders. On the mound for the Tarp Skunks is Zach McLean. We are trying to keep everything connected here. We may or may not lose connectivity. If we do, we are recording this, so we will get a full live broadcast of just let us know if we're going in and out. It has been a challenge here so far.
I will tune in. I will say, first game is always the roughest. So As we work out the kinks for game 1, make sure you look out for games 2, 3, 4, and beyond, because as we smooth this out, the games will get smoother, your enjoyment will grow. I am excited to see what this game has to offer, not only for the team, but for us as well. It's our first time as a trio together. You, me, Jalen up there with his first year with the team. I cannot wait to see what we can bring to the table, because not only, as I said, it's not just a test for the team, but it's a test for us as well. Is it not, Trey? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, everything is a test right now. I've been doing this forever, and there is never a smooth sailing. Let's pause for the national anthem.
And now, the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, as we are getting underway, again, we do notice that there is some issues with the broadcast. We are doing what we can to keep it running. Again, we are running a recording of this ball game just to make sure that we can get a clean version of it online if for some reason the live feed does not maintain. But we are doing what we can with what we can. It is opening day. Nothing ever can go smooth. All right, we're going to take a look real quick at the defensive linemen for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. In the outfield, it's going to be Dugan, Moore, and Trommer from left to right. Jordan Herman, Enders, and JRC from third to first. Branson Lindquist behind the dish and on the mound making his Tarp Skunks debut in a Tarp Skunks uniform is number 29, Zach McLean. Let's get you the information on McLean. 6'4", 225 out of Monaca, Pennsylvania. Throws a two-seam, four-seam. Sweeper, curve, and change. I got to tell you, I'm excited about seeing that curve, that sweeper. I want to see how that sweeper comes in and does the damage.
Now, I do want to inform the fans watching is that this is the first game of the season, so the pitchers will be on a little bit of a pitch limit as their pitchers are not going to be expected to go that far. In fact, I don't expect him to go more than 3 innings in this game, maybe even 2.
Well, we were talking to new manager for the Tarp Skunks, Joe Riedebach, earlier this week, and early on in the season, employing the pod pitching methodology in order to preserve those young arms. Don't expect to see his pitch count go any higher than 35, 40 pitches on the night. But we are set for Tarp Skunks baseball. And here we go. Again, we'll give you the starting lineups: Williams, Bates, Coslin, Tarley, Hunsicker, Painter, Rader, Fleming, Smith, and Watson. And with that, the first pitch of the season is a fastball right down the heart of the order for a strike. 0-1 the count.
That is a good pitch to start off the season. We always want to start out the game with a strike.
Yes, you do. Now one missing. 1-1 the count.
1-1. See, me, I used to be a pitcher in high school. I would start out with a fastball, and then as you go in through the lineup, then change your pitches.
And the 1-1. Foul back. Quickly 1-2.
And pitch count is going to be a factor in this game as well. Don't want your pitchers throwing too much.
And the 1-2. Just missed low.
See, from up here, it looked like it was a strike, but it was called ball. So it's 2-2 here.
At the knees. Fouled straight back. So good battle here between McLean and Williams.
And that's the thing with leadoff hitters. Just got to get on base any way possible, but also try to work up the count so you can win the battle and get on base.
2-2 the count. Got him.
I love that. Was able to get him with a ball a little up high, made him swing and miss, and that will be the first out of the inning.
And so with one away, that will bring up Bates.
Thomas Bates.
Not sure why the scoreboard count on the score bug is not working. I have to look into that, but I'll try to keep you up to date on the count as it happens. And the first pitch, there's a chopper towards short. Herman, one hop, throw over to JRC, and quickly there are 2 away.
And that's the thing. When I was watching them play pregame, routine plays, they were really good at the routine plays.
So now 2 down. And the first pitch comes in and hits him.
And that is not what you want to start out the game. However, there is 2 outs, but the start of the lineup is usually where the fast players are, so he could be a threat on the first base path.
So Coslin hit by a pitch, his first at bat. And that will bring up looking for the list here. Cooper Tarley, the center fielder. He swings and he hits one out to center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Moore watching that ball, but unable to come in, judging that he would not have been able to get it. And suddenly there are 2 on, 2 out.
I thought he was going to try and make a diving catch, but it's too early. you don't want to sacrifice, because if you miss it, then you could have some runners scored. So you're just trying to be a little conservative and keep the runners at bay.
So McLean trying to get out of this in a jam late in the top of the first inning. That first pitch just missing on the outside.
Again, runners at second and first, though there are 2 outs.
And this is the extra hitter, Christo Hunsicker. That one missing up high, 2-0. And after a promising start, McLean hits a batter, gives up a single, and now goes 2-0 to Hunsicker.
Yeah. Base runners on the path can start a rally no matter what outs you have.
And the 2-0. And that one hits him.
Might have-
Well, that is an unfortunate.
It looked like it hit him on the elbow guard. I'm not too sure. That ball came in really fast.
And now Branston Lindquist going out to have a conversation.
They just need 1 out to get out of the inning. All they need is 1, and you got a force at any base, so that does help them in their favor. You can throw it to any base and get it out of the inning.
Jack Painter now steps in. Bases loaded, 2 down for the Oilers, threatening here in the top of the first inning. And the first pitch. In the dirt. Good stop by Lindquist.
That's a good stop by the catcher. If it went past him and that to the backstop, the guy on third could have been going home.
Yeah, Lindquist, one of the better defensive catchers we've had come through the Tarp Skunks organization over the past 3 years. And the 1-0. That one just missing off the corner, 2-0. Lindquist trying to frame it. Well, plate umpire not by him.
As a pitcher, it's really hard to know the umpire's batting or strike zone. Still trying to figure that out.
2-0 pitch. That one's lifted into left field, tailing away from Dugan, but he's able to settle under it, and the threat is over. No runs, 1 hit. Bases full of Skunks, and we send it to the bottom of the first inning. No score here in Jamestown. let's send it down to Matty G as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Matty.
All right, so one of the things that I noticed about Mr. McLean, I'm going to call him Mr. Clean now, when out on the mic, on the mound. He seems very off-speed heavy. His fastballs are quite wild right now, and that might just be first inning jitters. But from what I've seen, his off-speed seems so much more comfortable right now. It seems almost like night and day. So he might start to, I hope at least, he might start to lean in more towards his off-speed stuff rather than his fastballs to try and work the zone a little bit more, establish his presence.
All right, Matty, thank you for that scattering report. We will check back in with Matty in a little bit. It's Grant Moore quickly 0-2. Haven't had a chance really to talk about Moore too much as he gets hit by a pitch.
It really looked like he wanted to move out of the way. But a base is a base. He's going to take it any way he can.
So hit by pitch, his first at bat. And that's going to bring up Blake Herman returning to the Tarp Skunks. Herman, who had a fine season last year for the Skunks, but his legacy will be forever etched with the Christian Pensick no-hitter, making a spectacular play, diving down the left field line in order to preserve that no-hitter. 254 in 22 games last year, 5'10", 182-pound utility player out of Gowanda. He stands in with a runner at first and second as Moore takes off, throw down to second, not in time, stolen base.
That is good. You know, I didn't really think he got a good jump on that pitch, but he did have the speed to beat out the throw to second. So now you start out with somebody in scoring position. That is really good start for the Tarp Skunks as they get their first due up to hit in this game.
So now Moore at second had 33 stolen bags for the Niagara Falls Americans last year, and suddenly the hit by pitches continue as Blake Herman hit by a pitch. He will head down to first.
As Maddie in my ear is telling me that is 4. And yeah, hit by the pitch twice for the Tarp Skunks, and now hit by the pitch twice for the Oilers. Maybe it is first game jitters. I mean, yeah.
Very well could be. Well, that's going to bring up Caleb Jordan, left-handed hitter, playing third base for the Tarp Skunks, wearing that power number 25. First Tarp Skunk to wear 25 here in a while. Out of Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Left-hander takes one up high, 2-0.
I like the vision on this hitter. Has some good discipline at the plate right now. I wonder what his approach is at the plate every time he steps up to bat.
Make contact. That one outside, 3-0. And so Roche, or Roche, not sure which way to go with it. We'll go with Roche for now. Falling behind 3-0. As on the 3-0 pitch, takes a strike, 3-1.
Yeah, he didn't want to swing at a 3-0 pitch, though it was down the middle, but however, it is 3-0. You don't want to swing at the 3-0 pitch.
Well, when the pitcher's been wild around the plate, you don't want to help him out. There's a ground ball to first. Nice stab. Throw to second for one. Return on the way. Not in time.
That is, though he did get the fielder's choice on that one, and the guy was out of second. However, he did advance the runner up to third, which is 90 feet away from home plate. So if they get a ground ball, hopefully it's not a double play. He can score.
He did a great job getting that runner over to third and showing some speed, beating out the double play. That's a tough double play when you got to go 3-6-3.
It's a chopper.
And that'll bring up Branston Lindquist. Tarp Skunks fans know all about Lindquist. As the first pitch, there's a chopper down the third base line, foul. And it's 0-1. One away here. Bottom of the first inning, no score.
It's only one away. Still got one on first, one on third. Still not out of the double play possibility.
Lindquist, 6'2", 220. Faulkner, New York native, hometown product. And the runner goes even before. Oh, and another hit by pitch.
Now that was a delayed steal. I know that technique. Delayed steal to try to advance the runner from third home, but he got hit by the pitch anyway. So now it is bases loaded with one out. This is a very good position to be in for the Tarp Skunks.
This is a very strange position for this ball game to start, to be honest with you. As Anthony Trommer steps in with a force full of Skunks. First pitch to him.
That was a good cut. He was ready to swing.
Winging a miss. 0-1 the count. Tarp Skunks, the benefit of 3 hit by pitches. There's a foul off to the right now to play.
He's got to be careful. He's quickly behind in the count, 0-2. And you got 2 on base. Or not 2, 3 on base. You really want to drive at least one runner.
Outfield, center field shading a little bit toward right. There's a pretty big gap out in the power alley in left center field as that one's outside for a ball.
That's a good take. I mean, when you're quickly behind 0-2, you get a little worried to take a ball because it could be strike 3, but that one was off to the right.
1-2 the count. Infield and double play depth. Corner or third baseman playing in a little on the infield grass. The pitcher's a ground ball off the pitcher's glove. That's going to take a hop. Throw it on to first. Gets away. 1 run scores. Here comes another. And on the air, the Tarp Skunks quickly take a 2-0 lead.
Now, that was an error by the second baseman. They were able to avoid a double play possibility, and not only that, it was a bad throw to first, so 1 run scored. I thought 2 runs, but there's a guy on third.
No, 2 runs did score.
Oh, 2 runs did score, okay. On the scoreboard, it only shows 1 for some reason.
Yeah, Moore and let's see, who's on? Let's see, Lindquist is on third, so no, only 1 run did come in. So we'll reset it to 1-0. I thought 2 came in.
I thought so too. I guess not.
There's a fly ball left field and into the Tarp Skunks bullpen. And it's 0-2 to JRC. Joaquin Rodriguez Costa, tall left-handed first baseman. And the pitch up and in. Takes it to 1-2.
Still inside. Still trying to figure out what is the umpire strike zone. So that was obviously a ball. But we had a couple of missed calls here and there, but
there's a fly ball, shallow left. Making the catch is Watson. Holding at third is Lindquist.
the guy on third really wanted to tag up. However, that was shallow left. That would have been a very easy play, and I don't know if he had the speed to beat out that throw, if there was a throw to home.
Yeah, I think it should be 2-0 because Grant Moore scored. Blake Herman got wiped out on the double play. Caleb Jordan scored, so Lindquist is at third. Trommer at second. It is 2-0 Tarp Skunks.
And Maddie is telling me that it should be 2-0 right now. Yeah, so that scoreboard is wrong.
I also don't have my scorebook today, so I'm having to do this very archaically today. As stepping in and taking the first pitch is the extra hitter, Paul Delanto. Delanto also last year with the Americans. 6'1", 215 out of Massapequa, New York. Hit 226 with 21 RBIs in 25 games for the Americans last year.
It changed the scoreboard.
There we go.
That was a good cut. But he has to stay balanced. Well, as soon as he swung at it, he fell out of the batter's box.
1-1 the count. The pitch. Check his swing. Does he check? And he does. And again, you know, first game of the season, and I'm already going to harp on it. That's a home plate umpire's call. Because if you look where the third base or the infield umpire is, he is way out of position on that.
Yeah, I don't even think he could tell.
Nope.
Since he's right in front of the plate.
I could tell from up here, though.
Yeah.
He definitely held on. And the pitch. Again. And this time the home plate umpire is just going to take it himself and call it a strike.
I guess he listened to you.
2-2. Hey, you know what? I'll take it.
But he's been making a lot of swings. That's 2 check swings by him. He really wants to hit the ball.
And the pitch. Now one outside.
Love how he's working the count. Now it's a full count, 3-2, running up the pitch count on this pitcher. That's how you get to him early.
Mike Gunn on deck. Tarp Skunks sending 7 to the plate already. And the pitch. Outside. Good job by Delanto to draw the walk.
There you go. So bases are loaded once again, but this time there are 2 outs. So any out that isn't a fly ball, which isn't a single or anything above that, you can drive a run. However, a hit, fly ball, tagging up won't happen because it's 2 outs.
Everybody going to be going on contact here. As Mike Gunn stands in, wearing the number 24. And the first pitch up high for a ball. 1-0. I was talking to Mike before the game, and you know, talking about that jersey number 24, bringing up Ricky Henderson, Ken Griffey Jr., and he says, "Nah, give me in his prime Andrew McCutcheon," and just had to give a nod. There's a ground ball, too short, and it's off the glove of the shortstop. 1-run scores, throw into home is not going to be in time. 2-run score on the air, and it is 4-0 Jamestown.
I gotta say that was a good chopper. I don't know if they are gonna score that in error. That was a pretty difficult jump. Pretty difficult to read it. Got a bad hop on it, but that really should have been a routine play. But I will take it. So now we are up 4-0.
As time called, we're going to get a little meeting on the mound here. Still waiting for the official score, and they scored it a hit. So Mike Gunn with a RBI single and 2 RBIs. There's your trivia question for 2026. First Tarp Skunk to drive in a run is Mike Gunn, 2 RBIs. Tarp Skunks with a 4-0 lead. As the discussion over on the mound. As the 9th hitter for the Skunks coming up, C.J. Dugan.
Man, getting through the whole lineup, that is impressive.
Dugan, the left fielder out of Spring Hill, Tennessee, 6 foot, 168 pounds, and there's a drive out into right field, but tracking it and bringing it in is Flemings. 4 runs come in for the Tarp Skunks. We head to the top of the 2nd inning. It's 4-0. here at Diethrick Park. Tarp Skunks with a 4-0 lead as we go to the top of the second inning. Brady Raider, the batter for the Olean Oilers. Takes the first pitch and now swings and misses.
That was fouled. Fouled that
Fouled
behind
the
the
back.
plate.
Quickly 1-1. Tarp Skunks getting 4 runs, only with 1 base hit. Benefit of 3 hit by pitch, an error, and an infield single.
That goes to show what I said earlier. Base runners can start a rally. Doesn't matter how many outs you got. You just need one to start a rally.
Two and one. I'm missing outside. 3-1.
Catcher could not read that pitch. Came off of his glove. He missed the pitch. So now it's 3-1.
Left-handed batter. 3-1. Stands in. And that one just off the corner. And a leadoff walk for the Oilers.
Just off the corner. Those pitches, even though they are hard to swing, hard to hit. But however, it's totally up to the umpire whether he sees it as a strike or a ball.
As McLean stands in now. And the first pitch.
A lot of these balls for the left-handed batters been outside for them. He's a righty, so I can understand why it's a little bit difficult when you're used to these right-handed batters.
1-0. There we go, finding the zone quickly. Now 1-1, count even up. Trying to get the number on this hitter here.
It's like number 22.
Brian Fleming, the batter. There's a line drive into center field. Moore's going to have to play it on a hop. Second solid single for the Oilers against McLean out to center field. And quickly, with nobody out, there are 2 on.
Center fielder had to keep that ball in front of him so that the runner at first who advanced to second does not advance to any more bases.
Now we've got Brady Smith, the catcher. McLean checking the runner at second. And the first pitch coming inside for a ball, 1-0. Well, you had mentioned it, that we might not see McLean go past the 2-inning mark. Well, he's getting up there in pitch count.
I mean, he's had a lot of runners at base. That'll do it. And they're running up his pitch count.
Fouled straight back, 1-1.
You know, I got to admire the strategy. Running up the pitch count, it's not like they know what the Tarp Skunks are trying to do. However, in general, running up the pitcher's pitch count can do good when you are at bat.
1-1. Nobody out here, top of the second inning. And the pitch. Fouled. And quickly, 1-2.
Once again, he's fouling it off. Working this count. But he's behind in the count 1-2. So all you need is 1 strike. But if he keeps fouling it off like that, he's just going to run up the pitch count.
1-2. Nobody out. McLean comes to the set. And just off the plate, 2-2. The home plate umpire is not given the corners to either pitcher.
Yeah, he has a small strike zone. It's good when you're the hitter, but it's bad when you are the pitcher. It's hard to figure out. Some things you just can't get away with. And like you said, he can't get away with the corners.
There's a ground ball to second. Herman has it. Second for one. Throws it in to right field. That is going to be an error that is going to cost a run, and the Oilers are on the board. It is now 4-1.
Like I said, that was a routine play to second. That really should have been a double play. But like I think, again, first game jitters. That was the first time it was hit to the shortstop. It made a bad throw to second, which then led a run to score.
Well, Herman had a chance in the first inning, converted to 6-3.
Oh, he did. That's right.
As Watson now stands in. His first at bat. Runners at the corners, nobody out. 4-1 here at Diethrick, and the first pitch down low.
That one in the dirt, first and thirds. I seen them practicing this on Wednesday, figuring out the calls from the catcher. I've seen them working on it. I wonder how they will work on this in a live game.
That one down low, 2-0. McLean, I think, might be a little frustrated on some of those pitches. Borderline could have gone either way. And when you're struggling a little bit like this on the mound and you're not getting those close ones, that could get into your head a little bit. Also, first time on this mound in a live game. So may still just be trying to get the feel of it. 3-0.
Yeah, and like you said, trying to figure out what the umpire is calling. I mean, like you said, is not getting it. It's almost like he has to throw it right down the middle. But if you do, the hitter is just going to be candy for the hitter. So he's going to have to figure something out to make the hitter swing and miss.
3-0 down the pipe. Called a strike. 3-1.
Like I said, threw it right down the middle. But he had to. It was 3-0.
There's a line drive to first, snag by JRC, who tags the bag, double play, and keeps the runner at third. I think we have our highlight of the night right there.
That was a phenomenal play. See, I think that the guy on first thought it was going to get past him. He made a spectacular diamond catch, and the good thing is his glove was literally right there at first base, so all he had to do was tag it with his glove.
That's an amazing defensive play. And that definitely lit this crowd up a little bit as Williams drives one out to right and brought in by Trommer. No problem. One run on a hit. One runner left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 4-1. Tarp Skunks with the lead. here at the ballpark. Matty G, what you got for us?
All right, so I've been taking a look at some of the plays, most specifically the errors that have been happening, the throwing errors, the fielding errors, and there's been one consistent thing that I have noticed from each player that has had one. So I'm going to go to the attempted double play that happened here in the top of the second, the one that went into right field. He was playing off of his back foot. That hop that he took went right into his chest. It took a bad hop that he wasn't expecting, so he was kind of falling backwards as he was fielding that ball, so he threw it off balance, and unfortunately that made the throw wild and into right field. That has been a consistent notion that I have seen. Hopefully they're able to settle down, lock in, let the play develop as that ball is fouled into the skunk party tent den, nearly hit a woodchuck. Dre, that's a reference you should understand.
Oh, yeah.
But that is a consistent thing that I have noticed, is that the errors that have been happening, the throws are off balance because people are rushing the throw specifically.
All right, Matt, keep your eye on the action down there. We will check in with you again as Jackson Enders, the Tarp Skunks second baseman today, 10th place hitter. 2-1 the count. The pitch, fouled off, 2-2.
I want to go to what Maddie said. See, he was rushing the play. Now, that was one thing that I did notice in their pregame the last 3 days, is that they were trying to make plays before the ball reached their hands. So they're going to need to be a little composed when they get back on defense.
2-2. Called strike 3 on a questionable call on the inside corner. The kind of pitches that McLean hasn't been getting.
Yeah, I don't like that. And plus, that was a late call, too. Literally like 3 whole seconds late.
Roche with the strikeout looking. One away here in the bottom of the second inning. 4-1. Tarp Skunks with the lead. And that'll flip the lineup back over to the top. And Grant Moore hit by a pitch and stole a base back in the first inning.
This is a guy you really want on the base path if you are the Tarp Skunks.
This is a big pickup for Jamestown. As last season, Grant Moore, the Niagara Falls Americans' leading hitter, 388 on the season with 33 stolen bases.
Yes.
Big time threat. And the pitch. That one way outside.
Good work. I like it. I like his approach. Try to get on base any way possible, whether that is hit by the pitch or working the count in your favor.
Blake Herman on deck. And the pitch. Up high, 3-1. As it looks like we've got some action in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. Tino Masone. As there's a drive into right field. That ball's going to go all the way to the wall for extra bases. Hit the bag at second. Turning the corner. Here comes the throw. Not in time. A triple for Grant Moore. And the Tarp Skunks are in business.
You talk about a big pickup again. Like you said, the speed on the base path, turning that into a triple. And to their credit, I mean, it took him a while to get it back into the infield, but he was able to stretch it out, use his speed to get to third. So now you got somebody 90 feet away with only one out.
And that's going to bring up Blake Herman with an opportunity, a little redemption for the error back in the top of the inning as the first pitch comes in. Called strike. And an 0-1. Yeah, we were talking Grant Moore, 388 hitter for Niagara Falls. And after the first at bat where he got hit by a pitch, now he has a batting average. As that one up high but called a strike.
So he starts off the season with a 1.0 batting average.
Tino Masone in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. He would probably be coming in in the next inning as that one's fouled off.
It's quickly behind 0-2. You got somebody 90 feet away. You want to put this ball in the outfield, whether it is going to be caught or not. You want to put it in the outfield so you can drive in that run.
The 0-2. There's a pop-up
And that is not what you want.
on the infield. Coslin comes in foul territory and puts it away for out number 2.
Like I said, you wanted to put it in the outfield. Instead, he just pops it up behind the plate. So now you're going to have to rely on a base hit to drive in the run.
Caleb Jordan now steps in. 2 down, runner at third. He was hit by a pitch his first at bat. Or no, he grounded into a 3-6 fielder's choice his first at bat. Takes a strike.
Was able to advance the runner.
He'd like to advance the runner across the plate here with a base hit. 1-1. That one up and outside. 2-1.
Was a good eye by the hitter.
Branston Lindquist on deck. He would hit next if the inning continues.
Right field is a little bit in.
There's a line drive base hit into center field. Coming in to score is Moore, and it is now 5-1.
Now, one thing I saw from the hitters in batting practice is that they are really good hitting their spots. Being able to hit it into the gaps, locating the gaps so they can be base hits or extra bases.
So that's going to bring a Branson Lindquist runner at first. And a snap throw over.
Had a big lead. Baited him to throw.
Ground ball up the middle. Diving stop at second. Behind the bag. Throwing to first. And it gets thrown away. Coming around third and heading to the plate. We are going to get a throw. And it's offline. Coming in to score is Caleb Jordan. Branston Lindquist all the way to third on the error. And it is now 6-1 Tarp Skunks.
Now, that was a great diving stop. However, he had to get up, gather his throw, and throw to first. It was offline. And like I said, these extra outs is really doing them in for the Oilers.
That was a heck of a dive behind the bag, but trying to get back to his feet. Unable to get any kind of balance and threw that ball away, and a costly error.
I thought he was just going to step on second.
As Anthony Traumer steps in. Traumer had a base hit. Or no? Not sure what he did the first time up, to be honest with you, because my notes are terrible and I don't have my scorebook. He fouls that one off, 1-1.
Starting off with a 1-1 count. I wonder how he is going to get on base. You got 2 outs right now and 190 feet away.
2 down, bottom of the second inning, 6-1 Tarp Skunks. As a swing and a miss.
That was a good cut, but that was a little outside.
Well, right about now, you know, it's feast mode for the Tarp Skunks. It's either feast or famine, and they're definitely wanting to feast.
Everyone wants their piece.
The pitch, way outside.
Good eye. It should be 2-2 is what the umpire is signaling, but on the scoreboard is 0-2. They gotta fix that.
Traumer waits, JRC on deck. That one just off the plate.
like how he's working the count. Now it's a full count. Every time when you get to a full count, first of all, you don't want to get to a full count because you have thrown almost 6 pitches.
Swing and a miss. And the inning is over. 2 more runs for the Tarp Skunks. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. 6-1 Jamestown. Here in Jamestown, 6-1 Tarp Skunks as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be William Bates and Coslin as a ground ball to short. Another chance for Herman, throws on to first. 1 pitch, 1 away.
That was a good throw, good gather. Took his time. He knew the runner was not fast to beat out that throw, so he took his time, threw it to first, got him out. Simple.
That's going to bring up Bates, grounded out to Herman back in the 1st inning. Gonna make that Coslin. I'm a batter behind myself here. Coslin hit by a pitch his first at bat, as that one's taken for a strike. One and one the count. McLean settling into a bit of a rhythm here as that one's fouled off. 2-1.
He's making contact. That was 1-2. I'd like to see how he gets out of this inning, or gets out of this at-bat.
Well, he'd like to add another strikeout to his tally. And there it is. Swing and a miss. 2 down. And that will bring up Tarley.
So he's only had 1 strikeout since the first? Or is that like his 3rd?
That's his 2nd.
Okay.
Unless I missed one. Tarley stands in.
This most likely would be the pitcher's last inning.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be it. He's got to be getting close to that 45, even almost maybe 50 pitch count as the first pitch.
I don't know. The
Off the plate.
The amount of base runners he's had, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit over 50 at this point.
Well, keep in mind a couple of those base runners responsible hit by pitch.
That is true.
A few of those. Is that one low in the zone? 2-0.
Still trying to figure out that location. Still, he has plenty of season to figure it out. Every umpire is different. That's what I like about the game of baseball. It's not just figuring out the batter, but also figuring about the umpire.
There's a foul. JRC giving chase, but unable to track it down.
I don't know if he would have jumped the fence and ran up there, he would have made that catch.
So now 2-1. That one in the dirt, 3-1.
You don't want to lose the hitter here. It's 2-1, but now throwing one in the dirt, making it 3-1. Last thing you need is a base runner. Can't really rely on the double play often.
Well, with 2 out, you don't have to rely on the double play. That's
Oh yeah, that's right. It's 2 outs.
nice thing about that. There's a ground ball or line drive right to Herman, who snags it and puts it away for the out. Nothing doing for the Oilers. We head to the bottom of the third inning. 6-1 Tarp Skunks. And 6-1 Jamestown as we go to the bottom of the third inning. New pitcher in for Olean. We'll get you that information in here just a second as Joaquin Rodriguez Costa steps in.
Look at the turnout here.
Nice turnout. As that one swung on and missed.
Tried to check his swing on that one. It was pretty low, but I think he got a little too aggressive. Gotta be a little bit more disciplined.
Swing and a miss, and JRC goes down. One away.
At bats like that, when it's just three pitches and you're done, doesn't really help. You're gonna have to stretch it out just a little bit longer.
Actually, we said we had a new pitcher. We don't. Roche's still in it, but number 10 warming up in the bullpen for Olean. Let's see if we can get a name on that one. For those of you that are catching the game after the replay, we do want to apologize. Having some internet issues here at the park, but we did get it recorded and on YouTube. And you can also listen to the audio of this game Mondays through Fridays on WRFA 107.9 FM. Is that one up high?
Some good discipline by the batter.
Paul Delanto walked in his first at bat. Jackson Ross, the pitcher warming up for the Oilers in their bullpen. Swinging a foul back.
Good cut. Got a little under it. That's why he fouled it behind the plate. So it's 2-1. Got to gather his things. Good thing is that there is no pitch clock in this league, so take as much time as he wants.
Yeah, you don't get that till you start getting into the minor leagues. That one off the plate, 3-1. Delanto showing that plate discipline.
I like it.
Other games in the PGCBL Batavia opening up against Elmira. Over in the East, Boonville and Mohawk Valley, and Anianta at Utica's. That one fouled straight back, 3-2.
3-2. Full count. I like it. But now he's going to have an approach of base hit ball four. Going to stay in as long as he can.
Paulie D standing in. Already came in with an established nickname, so I don't have to worry about coming up with one.
Where did he get that nickname from?
Oh, I'm sure he's had it for a long time.
Be a good thing to talk to him about.
3-2, fouled straight back and out of play. Delanto stays alive. Mike Gunn on deck for the Tarp Skunks, the designated hitter.
Fouled that one off. It's still 3-2. I like it. I like this approach.
That one outside for ball four, and that was a pretty gutsy take for
was.
Delanto.
I held my breath on that one. I didn't know if the umpire was going to turn and make the strike three call, but he let him go. So now we got somebody at first.
So now Delanto at first, Mike Gunn stepping in, had a single and 2 RBI back in the second inning. An infield single off the glove of Williams at short. And the first pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
Now, if you notice, the guy on first was baiting the pitcher, making him think that he was going to steal. He still threw it to the plate, but it's kind of messing with him, getting in his head.
He's dancing out there. There's a ground ball over the third base bag and foul down the line. And it's 1-1. Yeah, he's definitely dancing around trying to get into the head.
Maybe it's just a bait because hasn't picked him off, hasn't thrown back to first. And he hasn't ran either.
A little more settled this time around. And the pitch. Curveball called, strike 3.
That was a bait steal. I'm not too sure if he missed the hit and run signal or if that was supposed to be a hit and run. Maybe he was just baited, but it is strike 3 count. So now it is 2 outs.
That'll bring up C.J. Dugan, the left fielder. 2 away here. And Dugan looking for his first hit of the season and swings and misses. 0-1 the count. Jackson Enders on deck. He would hit next if Dugan can extend this inning.
Now noticing guy on first, he's more composed now. He's not dancing as much as he was. Still trying to bait him though. Pitcher's just trying to get out of the inning.
That pitch on the inside corner just missing.
Notice
1-1.
I'm noticing how the batter is a little bit up in the batter's box. And as a pitcher, that is really, really difficult and frustrating when he's up on the plate like that.
There's a ground ball foul down the third baseline, 1-2. Yeah, a lot of pitchers I know they don't like the batters crowding the plate. And Mike Gunn not shy, or make that Dugan not shy about it.
Because as the pitcher, you're not trying to hit the batter and trying to get the strike zone. If he's crowding up like that, you're gonna have to be very selective with your pitches.
And the 1-2 runner does not go. That one's taken up high. 2-2.
It's a fake steal. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Maybe, I guess, still trying to play with the pitcher's mind. I
Getting
think
ahead.
he's going to steal.
Maybe draw a throw, try to advance. Pitch, swing, and a miss. And the inning is over. Nothing doing for the Tarp Skunks. They leave one. We go to the top of the fourth inning. 6-1 Skunks. Back at Diethrick Park, 6-1. Tarp Skunks with the lead. Let's send it down to Matty G. Matty, what do you got?
All right, so I had a little talk with the coach in between innings here about Mr. McLean, Mr. Zach McLean here, as that pitch is fouled out of play, nearly missing a white-tailed deer. So according to them, it's very determinant about how dominant Zach is this half inning, whether this is going to be his last or not. Like, you guys were talking about like the upping of the pitch count. He's honestly been kind of efficient from what I've seen. Yes, there have been some at-bats that have been extended to 2-2, full count, maybe a couple foul balls here and there. But when you were talking about like the hit by pitches and everything like that, most of his hit by pitches were done on just one pitch. So, and then a lot of hits happened. Speaking of hit by, they're saying foul ball off the bat on that one. But when it came to his hit by pitches and like the actual hits that are up on the board, they were very early on in the count. 0-1, no count at all even. So it's very hit or miss. I'm going to say he's probably at about 40 to 45 pitches right now. So it's dependent on how dominant he is, how many runners show up. This might be his last inning. It might not be.
All right, and activity continues in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. Thank you, Matty. As we will check back in with you. 2-2 the count to the designated hitter, Christo Hunsicker. Tarp Skunks with the 6-1 lead. There's a ground ball up the middle. Nice stab at second, throw on to first, stretch in time. And they got him.
Now that was a beautiful play. I did not think, first of all, that was right up the middle, but he had the speed to stop it and make the throw to first. Though he did throw it to first on the run, I did not know if he had the accuracy, but the first baseman was able to scoop it and make the catch for the out.
Well, Jackson Enders has come in as advertised. Speedy, athletic outfielder or infielder, and showing not only great speed, not only great range, but great arm to get Hunsicker. And that's going to bring up the extra hitter Painter.
Man, that was a really beautiful play. I didn't know if he was just going to stand up or he was going to make a dive and try to throw it to first.
There's a foul down the third baseline into the Tarp Skunks bullpen, 1-1. You know, Jackson Enders out there at second has got a little bit of a legacy to live up to, as last year Brady McGuire, one of the best second basemen the Tarp Skunks have ever had on this roster, had an outstanding season, not only for the Skunks, but in college this spring. So you have to be a little aware of the legacy that is out there, as that one's outside. 2-1.
It's been very impressive in this game. I'm liking it. I wonder how he's going to play throughout this whole season.
I don't know. Fleming on deck. One away, 2-1. Swing and a foul at the plate, 2-2.
Like Matt was talking, you know, this is dominance, and it's 2-2 at 1 out. Hopefully he can get out of the inning with nobody on base. Just get out of here. But raises the question, if he does get out with a minimum of pitches and nobody left on base, are they going to still leave him in the game?
You know, that's an interesting question, because 5 innings to get the win, to qualify for the win. You know, 1 run, 2 hits. Yes, 3 errors for the Oilers, but you know, a couple of hit by pitch. McLean has done a great job in keeping the Oilers in check. I mean, we'll just have to see how the inning ends, but you know, possible that there might be enough field to go out there and try to let him get the first win of the season. As that one's off the plate, ball 4, Painter draws the walk.
Now, if they can get a double play, I'm not too sure. Maybe if they get the double play, he could stay in the game. I mean, if you get out of the inning with a minimum of pitches, I say go for the win. Go for the win. That would be a very good start to the season for him.
So now 1 runner on. Takes his lead in the snap throw back. And Painter easily able to get in.
First baseman bobbled that catch. It came in his glove and then fell out.
McLean coming set. That one missing. 1-0. One thing he has not excelled at is first pitch strike. Started off the game, first pitch strike, snap throw back over to first. And just not in time. Looked like Painter might have been caught there for a second, but able to get it back.
I'm not too sure if he is a threat on the base path. I'm not too sure. But McLean thinks he is.
That ball coming in low, popping in front of Lindquist. Good job to pounce on it, keep the runner at first.
Noticing a lot of these pitches are down and away in the dirt. I need him to bring it up just a little bit more.
That's probably what coach is saying in the dugout. Let's get it up just around the knees. Runner takes his lead off of first. And that one was called a ball. I mean, on a pitch that,
I'm unsure about that.
you know, that was called a strike against the Skunks. Not getting it here.
I am not too sure. Maybe it's because how the catcher framed it or something.
Not sure that one poured in for a strike. 3-1, gotta have it.
Snap throw to first twice. I don't know about the lead. I don't think he wants to steal. I don't know if he can.
3-1. Taken at the knees for a called strike. 3-2.
Now I like how he was able to fight back in this. He was down 3-0 or 3-1, and now it's a full count. He's got to get out of this somehow, some way.
Painter standing in. He walked his first time up, looking to try to drive one here. Runner goes, and that one is taken for a ball. And Painter will draw his second walk of the evening. Runners at first and second. And that'll bring up Fleming.
They got one in scoring position, and I think that is it. He's calling to the bullpen. That will be it for McLean.
So McLean gonna get pulled here. Pretty good outing, first time out. Riedebeck takes the ball. And we're gonna go to the bullpen. We'll have the new pitcher when we come back. Tarp Skunks 6-1 over the Oilers. New pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, number 10, 680-pound right-hander out of Erie, Pennsylvania. Change-up, slider, and curve. And he will inherit 2 on with 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th inning, 6-1 Tarp Skunks with the lead. Drake Guinness along with Jalen Ferguson. Matty G down on the field. Glad to have you here as we're going to move the scoreboard, I think. I don't like where that is either.
I do want to talk about his selection of pitches. Like you said, he has a loaded arsenal. You really don't see relievers with that many types of pitches.
Well, definitely trying to be a starter. Not necessarily. You're not necessarily going to get pigeonholed in this league as either a starter or a reliever. And I think we had a little bit of a cross up there as the first pitch that came in to Fleming swung on and missed. Lindquist going out there to double check the signs.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the other day he said that he was able to get his fastball up to 90. I think that was him who said it. I'm not too sure.
0-1. And a breaking ball missing up high. 1-1. Smith on deck for the Oilers. Tarp Skunks 4 in the first, 2 in the second, shutout in the third. Oilers putting up 1 in the second. They have committed 3 errors out in the field. Is that one just low?
Man,
Apparently.
man, that was a great pitch. I thought that was going to be it.
1,500 umpires here at Diethrick Park did not like that call. And now it's 2-1. Throw back to second. Nothing doing.
Notice that it was the shortstop coming in for that this time instead of the second baseman.
Well, Blake Herman making that call. He's responsible with the left-handed hitter up. He's responsible for any play at second base. As the pitch comes in, fouled off to the left.
Man, that almost came back at us.
Yeah, we've had closer. You know, this is the third year I've been doing this, and we've only had maybe 2 balls that have scared me to the point of adding more gray hairs to my beard. 2-2 the count. And the pitch. Just off the plate, and this home plate umpire is giving nothing to the Skunks on either corner.
I thought he signaled for the strike with his left hand, but it was out. It was off. It's a 3-2.
So 3-2 count. Ground ball up the middle. Could be 2. Quick flip to second, and that's all they're going to get. You have to give Enders credit for even that.
Yeah, that should have been a double play ball, but I like that he was able to still stick with the ball, stick with the play, and just get it out.
So now 2 down. And that one gets behind Lindquist, and a run is going to score for Olean.
Now that one came off the catcher pretty fast. I didn't even see where it went, but it went behind the plate, and so a run scored. It'll be 6-2 here in the top of the 4th.
Let's send it down to Matty G for a minute.
All right, so I noticed something else. That is now the second player, both short and second for the Tarp Skunks, have now fielded one that has hit their chest and has bounced. Like, it has been like a bobbled play. So I noticed something. It is on the field. This is actually something that I've experienced while on this field before. On the edge of the grass, where the grass meets the dirt, there is a lip. And that lip has caused many an error on many a season. And it is wreaking havoc right now for both defenses. That is probably the reason why they're playing off their back foot, because the ball, they're expecting a routine ground ball in between their legs, easy play, 6-4-3, 4-6-3 double play. However, because the ball is all of a sudden now changing trajectory and going to their chest, they are having to make a quick adjustment that they don't have the reaction time for. So it's just a bobbled play, and it's costed them a run here.
All right, Matty, thank you for that observation. That a good observation. And yeah, you mentioned that. You know, we go back to 2024, the famous walk-off game for Asa Matrenga happened on a ball that bounced off the lip and caused an error. So the curse of Diethrick Park strikes again. That one called a strike. 3-2, and now the umpires in both dugouts, say umpires, but players and coaches both chirping Well, opening day jitters. And that one should have been, could have been.
Now batting, number 15, Will
I want to
Watson.
go back to the pitch before that. He moved out of the way and it was called a strike. Maybe that was curveball, but it came out of his hand pretty fast. But then this one looked right down the middle, pretty sweet to me, but the umpire called it a ball 4.
Well, that's going to bring the bottom of the order and Watson up. Will Watson, 6'2", 190-pound freshman out of Somerville, South Carolina. Has an opportunity here, 2 on, 2 outs. And that one called a strike, and that one was farther off the plate than either of the ones that weren't called a strike.
Yeah, I am still unsure what the umpire's strike zone is. I mean, I swear there were multiple pitches in that area he called a ball.
And that one called a strike. Curveball poured in at the knees, 2-2. Or make that 1-2. 2 down, 2 on here in the top of the 4th inning. 6-2 Tarp Skunks, 1 across already for the Oilers.
2 strikes give him some momentum. Let's see if it will be strike 3 right here.
In the dirt, gets away from Lindquist. And everyone will advance 90 feet.
So now you got 2 runners in scoring position. This is pretty dangerous. Though they do only have 2 outs on them, so all they would need is a fly ball, and they could get out of the inning.
2-2, 2 out. And the pitch. Another breaking ball in the dirt. And this might be, a situation where, you want to pound them with fastballs. Don't get fancy. Still protecting a 4-run lead, but runners in scoring position.
Let's say as a reliever, figure out what pitches work for you. Don't figure that out when you're trying to get out of the inning.
Called strike 3. And the side is retired. 1 run. A couple of runners left on base. We send it to the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-2 Skunks. bottom of the 4th inning. New pitcher for the Olean Oilers, Jackson Roche. 6 foot, 205-pound left-handed pitcher out of Salamanca. Went to college at St. Bonaventure.
Now batting, number 7, Jackson Enders.
As Jackson Enders for the Tarp Skunks. Bottom of the order, and then flipping it around. It'll be Enders, Moore, and Herman set to face Jackson Ross. Six runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Tarp Skunks. 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors for the Olean Oilers. And this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other uses of the scripts or account of this game without the express written consent of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is prohibited. I'm surprised I got that out in one shot. Usually I have to script that.
That is pretty impressive.
2-0 pitch outside, 3-0.
I do want to say the amount of base runners that has been on in this game is really slowing down the game. It's only at the bottom of the 4th, and it's 6-2. That depending on the amount of people getting on base, determines how fast or slow this game goes.
Well, you know, you're going to get these slower games the first couple of weeks of the season anyways, because you have, you know, not that these pitchers are cold or out of practice or anything, but, you know, adjusting to a new field, new pitching coach, new environment. You know, there's going to be about a week or so of growing pains, but once the chemistry and everything really comes together, that's when trouble will happen.
It is the first game.
Now batting, number 2, Grant Moore.
Grant Moore takes the first pitch he sees for a strike. He's been hit by a pitch, stole a base, and hit a triple. Also scored a run.
Very impressive.
He came in as advertised as he squares to bunt. Pulls it back, ball in the dirt.
I like that because now the third baseman had to come back on the grass. Good situational awareness by Moore.
There's a breaking ball that finds its way right over the heart of the plate. 1-2 the count.
So now the third baseman going back. Don't want to bunt with 2 strikes.
Infield and double play depth. There's a ground ball to second. That could be 2. Flip to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. Moore too fast. Ball gets behind the first baseman. Moore will circle and into second base.
Man, those routine plays are really killing the Oilers right now. I mean, they had a double play ball, got the out at second, threw it to first, and it was offline, and so now Moore is in scoring position.
That's going to bring up Blake Herman.
Still, he was going to beat out that throw anyway.
Yeah. Herman stands in. I mean, you still have to make the attempt. Herman, 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and popped out to third base in foul territory.
I'm not going to lie. I would not be surprised if Moore tried to steal third.
You know, I wouldn't either at this point because I think it would definitely catch the Oilers off guard, and he's showing a little bit like he might want to. That one in the dirt. See what kind of reaction time Smith has behind the plate. But quickly 2-0.
To the catcher's credit, I will say that is a shorter distance, and the runner has a longer distance to the base. But he has the speed. I'm pretty sure he can beat it out.
That one in the dirt, and the count goes 3-0. Tarp Skunks will be in Olean tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. for the start there. And then back here on Tuesday, off Sunday, off Monday, back here on Tuesday to finish up the 3-game set, and then on the road as Herman gets hit for the second time.
You know, that first pitch that was low and away, it almost hit his foot, and then this one does hit his foot. Could be a location problem.
There's now 5 hit batters for the Tarp Skunks.
They are showing they are not afraid of the baseball. They are willing to wear it.
So Caleb Jordan stands in. 1 for 2. He singled and drove in a run. His last at bat. Left-hander stands in. 2 on, 1 out. Lefty versus lefty. More dancing at second. Really trying to draw the attention. Jackson Ross, and it might be working.
He wasn't going to pick off because the shortstop, that is his duty, but he was way too off the base. He was not going to pick him off.
He's not even clapping behind Morrow. There he is a little bit, but there's a line drive into right field. Catch is made by Fleming, and Moore has to hold up. Now 2 down here.
I am a little disappointed. I thought he was going to try and tag up and go to third, but I guess that is not what you try to do when you only have 1 out.
Well, I mean, it was also way too shallow. And, you know, hey, we've seen Grant Moore last year, you know, first game this year. He has flashed speed. He has it. But you don't want to run into the third out, especially at third base. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw down to second on the back end is not in time. That was impressive.
I like it.
Double steal, and Smith trying to get
I thought he was going to
on the back end.
I thought he was going to throw it to third. He threw it to second, and then there was a little bit of confusion, or not confusion, it was a little bit of some awkwardness at second.
Is that one taken for a strike? 1-1. Yeah, that'll do it. You know, you see a lot in this league is they will try to go for the back runner, especially when they have that kind of speed on the lead. There was no way that a throw down there would have gotten more. 0-2 to Branson Lindquist. He reached on an error and was hit by a pitch and fouls that one back. Runners at second and third, 2 out here. Bottom of the 5th, or bottom of the 4th.
Yeah. Foul ball might have came in and hit him. Bounced off his leg and go behind the plate.
Lindquist stands in. Looking ready. And the pitch. In the dirt. Gets behind the catcher, Smith. Coming in to score is Grant Moore. And the Tarp Skunks now lead 7-2.
I love it. Behind the plate. He was able to get home. Backstop is pretty far from the plate, so it was his best opportunity to steal and score.
There is a good amount of distance, maybe 15 yards, 10, 15 yards behind home plate to the backstop. As that ball in the dirt, Lindquist able to check his swing. Ball does not get far enough for Herman to score.
I was able to square it, keep it in front. Doesn't pose as a danger for the Oilers.
Now 1-2. The pitch. In the dirt again, but ball bounces right back to the pitcher, Ross.
To his credit, he kept it back in front of him. In fact, it went back to the pitcher.
And Ross has been having a hard time finding any sort of levitation on that ball or elevation on that ball. He's thrown everything knees and below. I don't think he's left anything up, and if he does, I think it might get tattooed. Swing and a miss on a curveball. And the inning is over. A run scores for the Tarp Skunks. We go to the top of the 5th inning. 7-2 Jamestown. Jamestown with the lead over the Olean Oilers. New pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is number 23, Colin Pence. 6'4", 220-pound right-hander out of New Braunfels, Texas. Comes in featuring a fastball, slider, curve, and sinker. He will be responsible for holding on to a 5-run Tarp Skunks lead. As due up for Olean, looks like Williams, Bates, and Coslin. And Pence's first pitch as a Tarp Skunk finds the plate for a strike. Yeah, Dana Williams for Olean, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He also grounded out to Herman at short, his second timeout.
That was a good first pitch. I like it.
That one down in the dirt with the fastball. I can already tell I like Pence's delivery. Hides the ball extremely well. Even from up here, I'm having a hard time seeing it in his hand before the release. And the 1-1 coming. Fly ball out to left. Easy play for Dugan. One away.
Now, we haven't mentioned this, but the thing with this ballpark is how the wind blows. And for these right-handed hitters, it's going to be very hard to hit a home run or get it deep out there because the wind is going to make the ball die faster.
That's definitely one of the personalities of this ballpark. The wind blows west to east here, so from left to right field. On big windy days, fly balls out to the left will get knocked down. But conversely, you get those still more humid nights in mid-late July, and that is when the ball starts to fly. As Bates stands in. Ground ball to Herman at short. Throw on to first. Easy play. Second time he's done that today. Grounding out to Herman. And now with 2 outs, that is going to bring up Coslin.
until he works on that routine ground ball. He's had a little bit of some hiccups, but he's able to throw it to first, gather his things, and throw it.
Coslin was hit by a pitch, struck out his last time. Takes the first pitch from Colin Pence for a ball, 1-0. Now Blake Herman last year played mostly third and outfield. I don't remember him getting any starts at short, but definitely super utility. Call him the Swiss Army knife in the drawer, because that one's cut out of his.
I would have liked to see Herman at third or in the outfield. With his speed, I mean, third base is the hot corner for a reason. He is a perfect fit for that.
Oh, it's going to happen. You'll see that as that one's fouled off of the plate. 1-2. And especially since the rest of the Canisius core will be coming in. Justin Bremner, Eric Weeks. Those two also at Canisius with Blake Herman and Grant Moore. Very solid connection between that franchise, between that college and this franchise. As the 1-2 comes in, just inside.
I'm not gonna lie, that looked very beautiful over here. That looked like it was it. They called that a strike.
So 2-2. And that one up a little bit, 3-2.
Caught the corner, but called ball.
And I don't know if I'm wrong. Maybe you can see it. We'll check in with Matt here in a minute. But on those missed calls, are you seeing a little frustration in the body language of Branston Lindquist?
A little bit. I mean, those pitches were supposed to be it.
As the walk comes in, Matty G, what are you seeing from Branston Lindquist in his body language behind the plate?
Well, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, a little bit of frustration goes a long way. It builds very quickly, especially from pitch to pitch. The umpire's strike zone has been very, very difficult. He's been very inside favored, then very outside favored, as that one seems very clear. But when it came to like the whole pitch by pitch thing, the frustration builds. And then when the frustration builds, the body language changes. When the frustration builds, it becomes a toxicity to the rest of the team. When one teammate sees frustration, then they're going to get frustrated, and then the next one, and then the next one, a full snowball domino effect. So if I were Lindquist right now, I would be trying to take just a deep breath, go back to basics, do what you know, and just get out of this inning ASAP.
We're going to miss on that one. Thank you, Matty. And now quickly 0-2. And, I think, it's a good buffer to have because as a new pitcher coming in and getting snake bit by those calls early on, as that one called strike 3, and the side's retired. We'll pick up that thought as Tarley goes down looking, nothing doing for the Oilers. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 7-2 Skunks. Rodriguez Costa and Paul Delanto. First meaningful game between Olean and Jamestown in the same league, same division, since 1957.
Man, that is a long time.
It has been a long time indeed, as that one bouncing in the dirt about 4 feet in front of the plate. And Ross's ability to elevate the ball continues here. 2-1 the count. Tromer struck out his last time as he pops that one up. Foul side.
Well, that might go out.
And
No.
snagged by Bates in foul territory. And quickly one away.
Now batting, number 19, Joaquin Rodriguez Costa.
Here's JRC. Struck out his last at bat, but made a ESPN Sports Center quality play at first base on a line drive to not only snag it, but to reach out and tag the bag to double up the runner.
Yeah, and I remember when you said it, it might just be the play of the night.
You know, it's we're gonna have to pick a most valuable stinker at some point, and I'm kind of leaning between 3 players.
Herman has been really good, but Moore, I definitely would say, is my pick. We still got a lot of game, though, so we'll see what happens.
2-0, JRC, Moore, Blake Herman, even Zach McLean. They all. Oh! As that one got him up in the head, glancing blow, thankfully. We're going to check on him at first base a little bit, but JRC hit by a pitch.
He was just happy to get on first. Saw how he literally threw the bat over to Maddie's direction, I think.
And now we're getting home plate umpire wanting new baseballs immediately. And, you know, I got to say, I ain't buying it's the baseballs. I'm not buying the baseballs. Jackson Ross has been pretty wild since he's come in.
Yes.
It looks like we do have action out in the Olean bullpen.
They got a righty starting.
So now the first pitch to Paul Delanto down in the dirt. 1-0. Delanto's been up twice and has walked twice. One and 0. And that one inside for a ball. 2-0.
You talk about wild. I don't know if he's thrown a strike yet in this game.
He's not a called one. Not that I can recall.
He's
He
gotten
may
a-
have had one that slipped in there past us, but
I think he's gotten a foul ball called strike, but I don't know if he's thrown one.
JRC dancing over it first. That ball in the dirt. It gets in front of the catcher. And Joaquin Rodriguez Costa advancing to second on the wild pitch. 3-0.
I really don't like how they jogged to the ball. I mean, you got to have a little bit of urgency. Though you weren't going to try and pick him out, but you never know. He could have had the speed to go for third. Catch them sleeping.
3-0. And the pitch. That one's down low. And another walk. And wondering how much line they're going to give Jackson Ross before they make the call to the bullpen.
I'm not too sure how warm that pitcher is in the bullpen. Might have been in there for a while. He might have not.
Mike Dunn Jr.
So here's Mike Gunn. Is that one way outside? 1-0.
It's Nice job by the catcher to snag that out of the air. If he couldn't get it, they would have 2 in scoring position.
And this is also really rough for your defense because they're going to be out there a long time. And it's all out of their control. As that one bounces and hits, gun in the foot, so bases are now loaded.
He's talking, like you said, staying out there. I remember my coach from high school saying, don't you want to be in the bullpen where it's warm instead of being out there when it's cold? Though it is not cold, but wouldn't you want to be in the bullpen anyway?
And we are going to get a call to the bullpen. That is going to be all for Jackson Ross as he has walked the bases loaded, only one away here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll step away, take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
True.
7-2, Jamestown with the lead over Olean, and Olean in trouble as Jackson Ross walking the bases loaded. New pitcher for the Olean Oilers is going to be number 5, Matt Buffalo, redshirt sophomore, 6'1", 175 pounds, out of Pine Brush, New York, also one of the Canisius connection. And he will face C.J. Dugan with the bases loaded.
What is the history on Dugan in this game?
Hold on. Let me find my notes here. For Dugan, struck out and I think grounded out. So 0 for 2 in the game. Finds himself quickly in the hole 0 and 2.
Made contact with both pitches, but again, you got players on base, want to drive them all in.
There's a foul off to the right.
Way to stay alive by Dugan.
And I got to tell you, Buffalo bringing in a different look, definitely different type of velocity. Also a little bit of a different arm angle. So he's trying to get out of this with limited damage. And there is a swing and a miss. Dugan goes down for out number 2.
And you talk about the arm angle. I would even say like his whole windup and everything is completely different.
Jackson Enders.
As Jackson Enders stands in. 0 for 1. He's struck out looking and walked. It's also made a pretty spectacular play out in the field. First pitch foul back and off the press box. And quickly 0-1. Well, this is definitely a night and day difference in pitching.
It is. That one was off the press box. Well, who was to say that could have came up in here?
It would have to be a left-handed hitter. The angle just doesn't work. Although we did have one year, that one missed. We did have one last year that a right-handed hitter fouled one so hard that it bounced off the catcher's mask and bounced a foot and a half underneath our window. That's extremely rare, though.
You never know what you see in baseball.
There's a ground ball foul off to the left, 1-2. And you'd hate to see it, but Buffalo doing a great job to try to get out of this jam.
It's a different approach. Not used to this one.
Ahead of Enders, 1-2. Another foul.
But I gotta say, I love how they're fighting, trying to stay alive. Even the batter before that, trying to extend the at bat as much as possible.
So we'll do 1-2 all over again. And the pitch. In the dirt. Good stop by Smith behind the plate.
It's got to be a little frustrating when you see the count not change. It was 1-2, fouled it off, and then 1-2 again. And now it's 2-2. It's got to be frustrating as a pitcher.
Enders has to be in protect mode here. And there's a ground ball too short. Picked up. Throw on to first. And just in time.
That was
Get
very
the
close.
speedy Jackson Enders. Nice play by Williams to close it out. We go to the top of the sixth inning. Skunks leave them loaded. 7-2 the score. Jamestown 7-2. The Tarp Skunks with the lead as Colin Pence on the mound to begin his next inning of work. And he
was able to get out of that inning pretty smoothly.
is going to face Hunsaker, Painter, and Raider. Christo Hunsaker has been hit by a pitch, grounded out to second. That was that excellent play that we talked about from Jackson Enders going to the second base side. Oh, there's a high fly ball out to left field, going back on it, still going back, and reaching up and making the catch is C.J. Dugan.
Yeah, now I said earlier about the wind. Now, it's getting to be nighttime and the wind has kind of died down a little bit. That's why that ball carried. I didn't know if it had the distance to go, but he was able to make the catch at the warning track. He had the speed to get to a spot and get under it for the catch.
Yeah, C.J. Dugan showing off his defensive skills. We called the outfield last year the no-fly zone. We're trying to keep that the same way this year. There's a ground ball to second. Nice play by Enders. Quickly, 2 away.
Man, I love. He covered a lot of ground on that ground ball, and was able to make the out. I mean, he was almost near second base, and that one, I mean, on anybody else, that would have been a single through the field. But he was able to make the catch or make the stop and get the out.
And he did it by sidestepping. He didn't even have to turn his body to run for it. He just sidestep shuffled. Was able to gather it and make the play. So 2 away here quickly. As Raider stands in, he's walked twice.
Call the outfield the no-fly zone. Just call the whole field the no-anything zone. There's been some spectacular plays tonight.
Defense has been one of the calling cards for the Tarp Skunks over the last couple of years, as that one's taken for a strike, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. You know, last year they ran out Dumas, Ben Slanker, who played for the University of Louisville this last spring, out in right field. Justin Bremner in left. That is where fly balls and extra bases went to die in their gloves. I think just in total here at Diethrick Park, I think maybe over the last, I'd say the entire month of July, I think they only gave up 3 extra base hits.
That is very impressive.
Especially on a field that has this type of real estate. As there's a line drive out to left. Dugan settles under it, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Skunks. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jamestown leads 7-2. Bottom of the 6th inning as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks lead the Oilers by a score of 7-2. The Oilers ran into a little bit of a problem last inning, but was able to make a pitching change. It's Matt Buffalo who starts his first full inning of work, and he was able to get out of it, and he'll have to face 1-2-3 for the Tarp Skunks. Grant Moore to lead it off. And that one fouled straight back. And
Almost made me flinch.
there you go. You've been christened the first foul ball that's come back toward the broadcast booth this season. And you jumped about as much as I did.
I thought that was going to hit the upper corner of this window.
There's a big swing and a miss, 0-2. It'll be Grant Moore, Blake Herman, and Caleb Jordan. Moore's been hit by a pitch, tripled, and then grounded out to second on a fielder's choice.
He's done everything I want him to do. Get the ball in play any way, shape, or form. I'd rather you get out via putting the ball in play than striking out.
One and two to the Skunks' leadoff hitter. There's a line drive into right field, and that is going to fall for a base hit. Nice solid two-strike contact. And Grant Moore continues.
That one hung up there a little bit. I thought he was going to be able to make the catch, but it fell down just in front of him. It hung up there a little too long, but was still able to get the single.
So Blake Herman now stands in. One on, nobody out, and the first pitch crosses low over the plate, and it's a 1-0. For Herman, he's been hit by a pitch twice and has flown out, fouled out to third base.
If I'm remembering correctly, Moore has stolen some bases in this game.
And he's going to advance on the passed ball. So now, there's one thing about Grant Moore that we've noticed in his game a lot last year, too, is that he will run himself into scoring position. Not a complacent wait for the play to come to him. He is going to be aggressive. He wants to score.
Yes.
Wants to get on base, wants to get around. And that one, in the dirt, he's going to advance again.
Somebody like Grant Moore is what you want as a hitter, because now, after 3 pitches, he's 90 feet away. I mean, that is exactly what you want as a hitter, because then that takes the pressure off of you, and now all you need is a fly ball to bring him home.
3-0 in the pitch. Fouled straight back. It's 3-1. With the way that Smith isn't reading the ball very well off his shin guards, it is conceivable, though highly unlikely, that Moore would be able to score on a wild pitch that goes off the shin guard back toward the pitcher. There's a broken bat, squibber towards second. That'll be enough to get the run in as the throw to first in time to get Blake Herman. So
I gotta say, did you hear that? If I was a hitter, my hand would be hurting after that.
you could hear the bat splitting all the way from up here.
That was hit hard, broke the bat in two. And I remember in batting practice a couple of nights ago, somebody broke their bat on a foul ball. So I've witnessed 2 broken bats since I've been here.
It's now 8-2. As Caleb Jordan will stand in. Left-hander, 1 for 3 on the day. It's grounded into a fielder's choice, singled and an RBI, and then fly out to right field. That one off the left side of the plate, 1-1 to count.
I gotta say, as it is becoming nighttime, I really love the view in the back there with the mountains and the sun. It's really, you don't get that anywhere. I just love how it is here.
It is like something out of a Walt Whitman painting, for sure. 1-1 the count. 1 away, 1 in already for the Skunks in an 8-2 lead, and a ground ball foul down the first baseline. 1-2. These two teams will square up again tomorrow in Olean. And then back here to finish up the opening season 3-game set on Tuesday.
Matty G will be in the commentator's box for tomorrow's game.
No. No, he won't. Was he? I didn't get the memo.
I thought he would.
No, I think he's working. I think he's dealing out the cards.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I know you and I will be there.
That's right.
1-2 the count. Jordan stands in. Third baseman waits, and another chopper foul off the plate. Staying alive.
One thing I've noticed is that the Tarp Skunks don't really have that many left-handed hitters. Or lefties, period. I think only like 3.
And the bullpen is definitely left-handed light. A few left-handers. Grant Moore, Caleb Jordan, JRC. There's a shot foul down the left field line that one hops and goes into the Tarp Skunks bullpen.
That one came screaming off the bat.
Yeah.
Just need to square that one up. Put that one in play.
One and two. Line drive through the left side of the infield. That is a base hit.
Again, another hard hit ball, this time in the infield. Knows how to hit the ball pretty hard.
A nice little piece of opposite field hitting with one away.
And remember my days as an outfielder, you would move depending on the batter. And those oppo shots were pretty hard if you were a right fielder or a left fielder go up against an opposite hitter.
Branston Lindquist stands in. Lindquist has been hit by a pitch, reached on an error. With a runner at first, one away. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Good cut. Guy on first really wants to steal.
Well, Buffalo, when he's able to change his locations, move inside and outside, it's where the Skunks seem to have the problems. It's the stuff he leaves hanging over the plate that they've been able to tattoo a little bit. Is that one in the dirt behind Smith all the way to the backstop? Another wild pitch as Jordan advances to second.
I wonder how many wild pitches have been recorded in this game, because I know there's been a lot of them.
There's been a number.
And I like how the Tarp Skunks have more runs than they do hits. That means they're able to get on base.
2-1 to Lindquist. That one inside and almost clipped him. And Lindquist draws the walk. As that one just misses on the outside.
They got one on first and second. Again, being able to get on base. Now you got 2 runners. And hopefully this guy can drive them all in.
So Anthony Tromer, the right fielder, he's struck out. He's flied out to first base in foul territory. Has an opportunity to get some runs here. Squares, shows bunt. Pulls it back and takes a strike.
Now, I think that was to get into the pitcher and the third baseman's head, trying to make them think one way, because I don't know if he is the kind of guy to lay down a bunt. That was pure strategy.
Well, it brought Coughlin in from third. He's playing even with the grass, and now takes a pitch on the outside. 1-1. Coughlin still guarding that grass at third base. Outfield shading him toward left field. There's a pretty big gap out in right center field, that power alley. There's a shot fouled on the right side.
And you notice how that right fielder is in, and the other outfielders are a little bit far back.
Definitely playing a bit of no doubles, trying to keep that lead at 6. Getting into the mercy rule territory. Again, 10 after 7. That would be the mercy rule. Currently the lead is 6, and that's where the Oilers are trying to keep it. Upcoming promotions here at the ballpark. Don't forget, $2 night next Tuesday. As that ball over the head of Tromer goes all the way to the backstop, and now everyone moves up 90 feet. 2-2 the count.
That was up and inside, and he just sat there and watched it.
Yep. $2 night at the ballpark Tuesday against these Olean Oilers. $2 beers, sodas, hot dogs, and tickets. And then coming up June, I should have my calendar here, June 9th. There's a fly ball into center field. Is it deep enough to score the run? It will be, as the throw comes all the way in.
And even though they brought in one runner, still got somebody in scoring position. So you can still drive in another one.
9-2 now with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, and I think that's Lindquist at second. As Caleb Jordan came in to score. So now 9-2. And that first pitch, half cut on and held up, but that one just blew right past him.
Man, that one was fast. I've been wondering, where was that at?
GRC has struck out. He's also been hit by a pitch. Big, tall left-hander with a ton of power. Redshirted at the University of Delaware. Is that one on the outside?
Noticing he's starting to put a little bit of mustard in these pitches.
To me, that's the sign of a pitcher whose arm is starting to get a little bit tired. He's trying to get out of an inning.
Just want to blow past this guy, get out of the jam.
That one at the knees for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, you might be right. I think he's thrown 3 straight fastballs.
Paul Delonto on deck. The extra hitter would be next if JRC can get on. 1-2. Missing on the inside. 2-2. Tarp Skunks head to Batavia next week. Ooh, that one fouled back. That one came closer to the booth.
Man, I have mentioned it multiple times, and it's happened twice in this one game.
Hope you got insurance.
I should,
All right.
but I have good reflexes.
Yeah, I'll tell you, UPMC is just down the street. 2-2. Outside, 3-2. JRC looking in, 3-2, 2 down. Lindquist off second. And that one called strike 3. JRC didn't like it, but that is going to do it. Tarp Skunks bring in 2. We head to the top of the 7th inning. 9-2 Jamestown. 9-2 Jamestown with the lead as we go to the top of the 7th inning.
Now batting
Colin
for
Pence
Tennessee,
returns to the
Brian
mound for another inning of work.
I mean, why not? It's been playing pretty good. 2 scoreless innings.
And the first pitch is taken for a strike, 0-1. As it's going to be Smith, Watson, and back to the top of the order for Williams.
Pretty good start. I mean, you talk about most valuable stinker. I might have to put him up there.
Whoo, that one fouled just below us. 0-2 the count. Well, Matty's protesting.
He is. Like he said before we came on.
He doesn't want the responsibility of having to pick. I get it.
You all gotta pick somebody, Matty.
Actually, I had the order wrong. It's Fleming, Smith, and Watson, so 8, 9, 10. And of course, I'm not turning up the microphone so he can't defend himself. We'll hear about that later, ad nauseum. 0-2.
Oh, man.
And that one just missed. 1-2. Fleming is singled, grounded into a fielder's choice, and then grounded out to second. And swinging off. Did he foul it? Is he staying alive? Yeah. Just got a piece of that.
I mean, but he caught it in his glove, so that should have been strike 3.
You'd think. We'll do 1 and 2 all over again. And that one just misses off the plate, 2 and 2.
That looked a little high, but how he framed it, I thought that would get the call. Doesn't get it there.
Well, you're going to get more of a frame from an umpire if you're catching it from below up into the zone rather than catching up high and having to bring it down. Most umpires like that low to the frame.
Yeah.
Because for the higher pitches, they can see it. So, they're going to be able to see through the deception with the lower pitches.
Yeah.
That one, speaking of lower pitches, just below the knees, and the count has gone full 3 and 2.
Yeah, that one was a little bit at the dirt.
Three and 2. And the pitch. Little pop-up to Blake Herman. Takes a couple of steps to his right and puts it away for out number 1. So Pence winning that battle. And that'll bring up Smith.
Herman's been getting some work there tonight.
You get plugged into a new position and all the baseballs seem to find you as Smith fouls the first one off, the Olean Oilers catcher. He's had a busy night behind the plate. He is grounded into an error, reached on an error, and has walked. So he's been on base twice. There's a sharp foul past the third base bag, but foul down the line.
They just pulled that one left and out of play. And he's behind in the count 0-2, so he's going to have to change his approach now. Got to fight more.
Little athleticism on display in the Tarp Skunks bullpen as pitcher jumping over the fence to retrieve that one. As that one's fouled. That one bouncing off of Branston Lindquist. Lindquist seems to be okay. Home plate umpire collecting a few new baseballs. Buying the backstop a little bit of time. Oh and 2, 1 away. That one just missing on the outside. The count goes to 1 and 2.
Now
Okay.
Now I notice how the pitcher is standing on the mound. He is a little bit off the rubber right there.
1-2. Called strike 3.
As good as a strike 3 as you can get. Without a doubt.
Now 2 away. And that will bring up the left fielder Watson.
Now I'm noticing, depending on the batter, is where the pitcher is standing on the rubber. The last pitcher, he was on our right side. Now he's on the left, and he's going to bring it back to the right side.
Well, it's not even just per batter, it's per pitch. I mean, Pence now lining up on the far side of the rubber. He was on the near side the last pitch. And that one catching the outside corner, 0-2.
Maybe it's a strategy thing, or maybe it is to get a feel for something.
It's good scouting report. Now watch. Still standing on the far side of the rubber. I would expect something breaking ball and away.
Oh!
Well, fastball in.
Thought that hit him.
It sounded like it. Must have caught the dirt. It was 1-2.
I think when he stands on the far side, he throws a fastball.
He's kind of locked into that spot now. Ground ball.
Oh!
Under the glove. Throw to first by Enders. Unable to get it. And Pence.
That got
Shaking his head a little bit. That was a weak tapper. Return to sender that just went under his glove.
Now he was up on a mound. The mound is a lot higher. Maybe it was hard to read, but I do have to give credit to the second baseman not giving up on that play.
Jackson Enders doing a tremendous job. As the top of the order now as Dana Williams stands in. Takes the first pitch he sees up for a ball, 1-0. Williams 0 for 3 on the day.
Runner got a good distance from the first base.
That one taken for a strike, 1-1. Watson at this point I don't think is even on Pence's radar. Not really a look. Just throw right to the plate. That one inside. Back into Williams off the plate a little bit.
He's a heater. Now this guy's a lefty. Me, if I was a pitcher, I would go back to the left side and have more room to operate.
Also, give him too much opportunity to extend those arms, and he could drive something that could do some damage. As that one swung on a miss.
That is true too.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 runner on first for the Oilers, trailing 9-2 to the Tarp Skunks. We're in the top of the 7th inning, getting ready to go to the stretch. There's a fly ball out to center field.
He's going to have to run.
Going to have to run for it, and it is over his head and up against the wall. Watson comes all the way around to score, and into second with an RBI and a double is Williams, and it is now 9-3.
They talk about the blue monster. Now, if you saw where the ball landed, if it landed in that spot between the monster and the batter's eye, that would have been a home run.
Yes, it would have. I think also, too, the lighting here may have fooled Moore off the bat. I don't know if Moore got the greatest read.
It didn't, and it was coming off the bat pretty fast. I knew that was going to be over his head.
That is the first real hard hit ball we've seen off the Tarp Skunks pitching tonight, as there's a drive out into right field, but an easy play for Anthony Tromer, and the side's retired. We go to the 7th inning stretch. The Oilers score 1. They trail 9-3. 7th inning stretch time. We'll be back. due up for the Tarp Skunks. It's going to be Paul Delanto, Mike Gunn, and C.J. Dugan. Let's send it down to Matty G for a quick update. Matty.
All right, thank you very much, Trey. As that pitch is swung on and missed, swung out of his own shoes there, 0-1 the count. So, little summary of everything that has happened thus far. There is bullpen action right now. That is Rocco Almonte from Erie, Pennsylvania, and he's not just getting warm, he's getting hot. So it looks like the day might be done for the previous pitcher. Remind me, Page was his name?
Colin Pence.
Colin Pence, yes. So, current score, 9-3, Jamestown up top. 9 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, as that is popped up high in the infield. And that is easily fielded and caught for the first out of the inning. So 9 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Skunks. Well, the Oilers, 3 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors. I have a feeling that first game jitters are definitely playing a factor here, as it has been an error-filled night. Wild pitches galore, hit batsmen galore. At this point, I count 10 total hit batsmen between the two teams. 7 Skunks have been hit by a pitch, 3 Oilers have been hit by a pitch. As that ball is lined into left center field, and that's going to get down, and that might be the extra bases. And he trips going over first base. He is pissed off about that. He was ready to go to second on that. He was ready to. But it is still a single, still a guy on, 1 out, still a good scenario here. But you got some. It has been like, as you can see, a jitter-filled night. People making mistake. You almost want to call them rookie mistakes. Here, there, and everywhere. People fielding balls that have been hit on a lip in the ground. So there have been some throwing errors, some fielding errors, some base running errors now, as that pitch is inside for ball 1. But right now, Skunks on top. Skunks feeling good. Confidence is being gained at this point. Each team is just shaking the rust off to get ready as time goes on.
All right, Matty, thank you very much. As Delanto taking his lead off of first, Mike Gunn. Oh wait, no, let's see, hold on. No, that was Mike Gunn and C.J. Dugan now, the hitter. I'm a batter behind myself here.
And that he hesitated on the steal and still was able to steal.
So 3-0 is the count. As Gunn at second. Dugan has struck out a couple of times. He would like to be able to get a base hit and drive a run home. As that one inside, he will draw the walk. So now 2 on with 1 out.
I mean, that was 4 pitches and a walk. Really wasn't that challenging of an at-bat there for the hitter. So he just saw 4 pitches and goes up at first base.
So now 2 on with 1 out. And that's going to bring up a pinch hitter for Jackson Enders. It's going to be Nate Muncy. We'll see if he's going to slot in at second place or second base.
I gotta say, this pitcher's location seems to be off. 2 batters.
The left-hander out of Ravenna, Ohio, 6'2", 205 super utility player, as well as a long leadoff second. And that one just missing off the plate. Well, I mean, if we're going to say anything about the home plate umpire tonight, at least he has been consistent. There's been a couple of questionable calls, but I mean, you could say that for both sides. It's 2-0, 2 on. That one assisted by the frame job because that was in the same location.
Yeah, that was a really good job to frame it. Yeah, I kind of knew that he was going to call that a strike. It was a good job by the catcher.
2-1. Gunn at second, Dugan at first. And that one missing. 3-1.
Once again, running up.
Grant Moore on deck. The power speedster for the Tarp Skunks. As that one taken outside for a ball. And we have the bases loaded. Skunks. Force full of Skunks as there is action in the bullpen for Olean. We'll get you a name on that here shortly as there is a meeting to the mound and we might just have a change here, or are they just going to talk about it? We'll see.
Well, he's not leaving the bullpen, so I don't think he's going to step on the field just yet. I think he's trying to talk to the guy. I mean, 3 walks. It's not a good start to his performance, or probably not start, but it's not a good look in his performance.
Well, he's done a good job so far. And just working himself into a bit of a jam. Ground ball here could get him out of it. You know, and remember, he came into a bases loaded situation back in the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th inning, with 1 out and was able to get into it. So now he's basically back where he started. Grant Moore, 2 for 3 today. Force full of Skunks. That ball gets behind the catcher, Smith, and a run will come in to score. Everybody advances on the wild pitch, and the Tarp Skunks put up a 10 spot in game 1. It's now 10-3.
It's a good start. Going to show everybody around the league that they are aggressive, and I like that.
Blake Herman on deck. As Grant Moore would love to put a charge into one here. That one inside for a ball. 2-0.
The thing about Grant Moore, he's shown to be a problem on the base path, and not only that, a guy who's going to get on base any way, shape, or form, and I like it.
And Buffalo might be running into his last hitter here. Is that one right down the pipe? 2-1. Good take by Moore. Moore's been hit by a pitch, stole a couple of bags. He's tripled, grounded into a fielder's choice, and singled his last at-bat. Takes that one just off the plate. 3-1.
Another count going to 3 balls. I mean, it's not looking too good. It might be his last at-bat.
And you have to think, too, also, this is not middle of summer weather. This is starting to cool down. Whoa, that one fouled right next door to us.
It did.
And 3-2.
It's like the 3rd time this has happened. Is it because I'm here? Is that why this is happening?
No. There's nothing unusual. we're just sitting ducks up here in the booth. 3-2, 1 away. And the pitch to Moore. Taken outside, and that is ball 4, and the bases once again are loaded.
Now, unfortunately, he cannot run because there is traffic on the bases.
That's true. However, Blake Herman does have some power and can put a charge in one. And that is going to do it for Buffalo. Olean heading to the bullpen. We'll get you the info on the new pitcher in just a moment. 10-3 Tarp Skunks with the lead. Wenzel. 5'11", 185-pound left-hander. Sophomore out of Mount Aloysius. If I butchered that, I apologize. Calls Kane, Pennsylvania his home, and he will inherit a little bit of trouble here. Forest full of skunks with only one out, and a 10-3 lead for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Tarp Skunks will be in Olean tomorrow, back here on Tuesday to close out the 3-game set, and then a 4-game roadie. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 2 of those games we will broadcast. Batavia and Niagara Falls. 2 of those we will not. And I believe it's Newark and Geneva. As the first pitch comes in, bounces in the dirt, gets behind the catcher Smith, and a run comes in to score, make it 11-3 Tarp Skunks.
Yeah, I really thought that ball came in and hit him. I was surprised, but I guess it was a little bit short. But either way, this new pitcher is now in some difficulty right now. But 1 out, and he already gave up a run, so now there's 2 in scoring position.
Yep. And if Blake Herman can drive these 2 runs home, I think we're looking at a mercy. 11-3. Runners at second and third, 1 out here. Is that one way outside for a ball? 2-0. You know, the Tarp Skunks, I don't think they mercied anyone last year. I'd have to go back and look at my book. They may have gotten 1. I think maybe against Niagara. As there's a high fly ball foul down the left field line, going to land in the Tarp Skunks bullpen.
He was able to get under that. He was able to get under that ball and pull it the left. Unfortunately, he pulled it too far left, and it was foul. If he had the height on that and put it fair, it could have driven a run.
That could have hit off the Blue Monster because that thing carried for a little bit. So the wind is completely dead.
It is. The flags in center field are not moving as much.
Temperature 62 degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. And, you know, we were wondering who's going to be the most valuable stinker in the game.
It's got to be Herman.
It's got to be Blake Herman. Matty G, get ready. We're going to take a quick break, 30 seconds, but Matty, get ready because Blake Herman is your most valuable stinker. Actually, let's open the mic.
Mic is open.
All right, it's all up to you if you can get Blake Herman for just a moment.
You got it. Who are you taking? Who are you taking?
I don't know.
We'll hold off for just a moment here. Oh, you know what? We're going to go ahead. Maddie, normally we would do most valuable stinker, but I forgot we got post-game fireworks, and those are coming up next, so I'm going to go ahead and just send it out here. For Maddie G.
Yeah.
For Jalen Ferguson, I'm Trey Guinness. Thanking everybody for joining us tonight on opening night. The Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. We'll be back tomorrow for more Tarp Skunks baseball from Olean. And until then, good night, everybody.